So today is shaping up to be a pretty big day for Duel Links. Not only do we have the Cyber Dragon EX deck coming late today, but with a brand new ban list. Now, KONAMI has given us a relatively low amount of time between the KC Cup and this. So much so that I think today, me, Loom, Duel Links Meta, all kind of plan to drop a ban list prediction of sorts, and so now we can't because we've got the actual ban list, and we don't get any skills. Which means that I'm going to be revising my predictions before this real quick. So I think, first of all, TTH banned. I think that's the one everyone wants to see. It needs to go. It's been too long in the game. And if, True Nade needs to be banned to stop, Limit 2's happening, then so does Treacherous. And if you're new around here and want to stay up to date on the latest Duel Links, Master Duel, and Cross Duel content, leave a like down below, also subscribe to the channel. We're trying to reach 50k by the end of the year. That would be really cool if we could do that. Thinking about no skill nerfs, right? I thought we'd get Harpies Hunting Ground nerfed. We'd get Contract Procrastination nerfed to kind of, fix it so it's not as, splashable into Strongberg, for example. But if Harpies Hunting Ground is not being nerfed, then I think Swallow's Nest to 2. I think that's what they'll do. Beyond that, like we know, well, we think we might be getting Apprentice Illusion Magician in January. So Copium, Dark Magician coming off the ban list, Rod to 2, that would be enough, I think, right now. We'll be putting Rod to 2. And having Navigation at 3, and then they could kind of sell a structure deck on that. I think that would work out quite nicely. No Cyber Dragon, D limits, right? We're getting the EX deck. I think KONAMI want to be a bit safe, right? And see how the deck does first of all, and then go, you know what? Come February, KC Cup after that, maybe then we can bring back one of the spell cards, maybe Cyberload, maybe the Trap if we want to. But let's dive in to what I hope is like last year. And it's a very, very spicy ban list. 3, 2, 1, and we get, first of all, Swallow's Nest to 2, and also Spellbook of the Master to 2. So we have the ban list down below, right? And I don't think this is on here, right? We have Fate at 2, so this joins Fate. So, okay, and also they're spoiling it, right? Like, since limitation to Spellbook of Fate has been eased, this card will be limited to Spellbook decks. Okay, like, this description here, right, is pretty much saying we're limiting this to stop them from playing TTH. Which again begs the question of why the fuck is it still in the game, right? If you're still doing the same thing that you're doing with Hey True Nade, that you were doing Hey True Nade, why are you doing this again with TTH? Because it's not for Econ, right? It's a spell card, right? It kind of works out, but it's got to be for TTH, right? And as they said, most decks are playing 1 or 2 already, so if Spellbook of Fate has gone to 3, then this doesn't change much, because they already were playing 2 and 2, and some builds weren't playing TTH anyway, because you wouldn't, right? You couldn't because of Fate, so it doesn't really change anything, unless, more Copium, we might be getting Spellbook of Judgment, or Spellbook of Prophecy, I think it is, the one that lets you draw 2 cards. Maybe that's happening. It's been the game fast for a while now since the Dark Dimensions Tail event came around, so hopefully that means something, but Swallow's Nest 2 is pretty straightforward. Obviously no ban on TTH, which is really annoying, but this needs to happen, right? For Harpies to, especially, I think personally the skill was the biggest thing, right? If you're going first, then you need to out the field spell, right? Otherwise, if you're going second to Harpies, then they could just blow you out before you can even respond with one of your back row, unless you have a Book of Moon. With Swallow's Nest and Harpies, what's it called? The Elegant Egotist, I think it is. Is that the one that's at 2? Am I making it? I'm not, okay. With that 2, then they have to choose. They want the, so I think it'll probably be 1 and 1, right? Or they will swap this out for a Lance or a Chalice. They don't do the same thing, but they're kind of the next best alternative, so fine. Then we have no more limit 2s, okay. Straight to limit 3s, we have Oh. Okay. I completely forgot about Thunder Dragon. This is so interesting, because it just got put in the selection mini box, or it's in like mini volume 2 or mini volume 3, one of the two, right? In the, it might have been Super Mini actually, I think it's Super Mini. So, putting this to 3 makes it they can keep selling it, right, at full power, And already Thunder Dragons were playing things like Ballad Box of Ale. This stops them from doing so, because you want to play this. But also, it does say other cards. So there's got to be at least one more thing. Thunder Dragon Dark. Okay, we'll just go down. Thunder Dragon Dark to 3 as well. This was kind of expected. I think for the past, like, year and a half, I've been saying, whenever it's not been on the list, I've wanted this to go to 2. Or 3 with something else. And I never thought they would do Levianeer. I just thought that Levianeer was untouchable, so that's pretty cool. Obviously, Thunder Dragons can still exist, right? This isn't going to kill the deck, but it does bring down the toxicity and the amount of frustration you feel when you have an out for one thing, but then your opponent, who's playing Thunder Dragon, comes along and goes Levianeer 1, Levianeer 2, and Ola's Advanced Dragon. And they do all that in one turn and nuke your board. And you have nothing to deal with, any other threats. So, I feel like now, in Thunder Dragons, you'll just play 2 Dark, 1 Levianeer, unless you can sub out Levianeer for something else, but I'm not sure. I'm trying to look at the list, the list we have on Limit 3s, and nothing here like Cosmic maybe would have been usable, but not anymore. So, yeah, but Spellbook of Fate going to 3 is perfectly fine. It's not going to see any play. Spellbooks are still going to be as relevant as they have been for a while now, and they do need more support, right? It does need to be a Spellbook of Judgment or Spellbook of Knowledge. It does need to be something like those two, but even then, even with Knowledge, that doesn't make Spellbooks any better. It just makes them more consistent, and that's not their problem. So, yeah, and I guess that's it. No, oh, or not. What a weird. Okay, that's it now. That's definitely it now. What a weird ban list. So Iron Core coming back is fine. We're not getting back the Maximus, the big dragon boy, that was so integral to that deck being as good as it was. It's still at 1. So I think over time, they will start to bring that guy back, maybe to Limit 2, and see how it does next ban list. But Iron Core coming back to 3 is fine. It gives the deck a bit more consistency, which is really nice, so fair enough. Gagas Sister, though, is interesting. Because, and it's a big because, why the flying fuck does this card get unlimited, but Magician's Rod that does nothing in the metagame, right, at all, for the past year? Literally, you nerfed the skill, you nerfed the deck, you killed the stick chair with it as well, like months later afterwards. It does nothing, but Gagas Sister can come back and get you that spell search, right? But Rod can get you spell search, but it doesn't matter. Like, it just, it's fanboyism, right? But it's baffling that they've brought this back so quickly, right? I feel like it's not been, more than 6 months, right? It can't have been since, putting this on the list, entirely. And yet it's free. What a safe ban list, right? I think that's the overall thing, is it's very, very safe. It's, in terms of the card pool, right, the cards that were hit, I feel like they did a good job of like balancing the metagame out. Because right now, the top deck was Harpies. And Harpies were, prior to the whole ban list massacre we had in, September, Harpies were tier 3, right, around then. So the power level of every deck in the game is lower than it was before. So this just makes them more in line. And then, hopefully the mini box, the main box, maybe Cyber Dragon Structure can be good now. It's probably still going to struggle quite a bit, but at least there's more chance for KONAMI to bring out some new cards and brand new decks that won't just get immediately kind of disregarded because they aren't as good or just a little bit better than Harpies. So, yeah. Just the Spellbook stuff's so weird, right? Like this is fine. I personally am very happy because I hate being cheesed by this. Despite having 2 Levianeer now, I think I have 3 maybe. I hate being cheesed by that combo specifically, so I quite like that change. But this doesn't make sense unless they're bringing in some new support and they wanted to move things around, because otherwise you would have just kept things the same, right? Because it doesn't really change much. Like, this is the one lets you copy, right? Yeah, this is the copy effect one, and this just gives you the whole disruption. So I guess this It's so weird. That's all that is. But I think a lot of people, right, were expecting more overall. A bit more of a massacre like last year would have been interesting to see, but I think, you know, given what the game needed, right, not what we wanted, what it needed, this sets out to do most of it, but the lack of any skill changes is going to be felt for a while, given that we probably won't get a BANLIST update until early March, right? You know, KC Cup's going to be ending in late February, then we get a brand new main box, right? Hopefully meta-defining, like the Blue Eyes and Light Swan box was. Fingers crossed. But, yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next Donks video. Let me know down below what you think. See you then.